Greeting, loved ones. On this beautiful Sunday afternoon, I decided to record another powerful video. This will be bomb in a good way. So there are two things people usually worry about and invest their time, money, resources. The first one is love, romance, and relationship, and the second one, money, business, investments, etc. So basically, two things that trigger people's mind: love, relationship, and money. I would put second one on the first place, because without money, everybody is miserable. Everyone is miserable. No money, no good trips, no good cars, no good dinner, nothing good if you have no money. And you can argue with me till the sun stops shining, but it's true. And a lot of people say, well, I don't need money, I need love. But again, without resources, without a base, and it's like building a house. If you don't have a base, and if you build a house on the sand, that house or building will collapse. Anyhow, so today I want to cover something very important. It's an addiction to somebody. And a lot of broken souls contacting me about, like I said in many previous videos, to make a love spell and to make that person come back to them. Usually, most predominant women do that. Don't ask me why, just like that. Maybe men would do that too, but they some of them shy away, and some of them think that it's they can just figure the way out. So why are we get attached to somebody or someone and we don't want to let it go? Number one, usually it's a case for a therapist. It means it's a red flag. If somebody calls me and they are so frustrated, they're so overwhelmed by the person who left them, whether it's their husband, boyfriend, or just like a date. Some people literally contacting me because they were seeing this guy or a girl for like a couple of times only, and then they're like, why she's not answering to me, why he's not answering to me. So here is my version of an answer. And I usually don't tell that to people who call me because they are not ready. So hopefully once they're gonna watch this video, hopefully something will click. So number one, it's rejection. It's afraid to be rejected, and usually the roots from that going back to your childhood, when you were rejected by your parents, maybe by your teacher, but usually by the parents. When your mother is telling you, if you're not gonna be a good boy, I'm not gonna love you, or I'm not gonna buy this. Or if a father, usually mothers do that. I don't know why, don't ask me why, but usually mothers do a lot of damage. In the best of their intention, of course, but they sometimes do a lot of damage to the kids. Or they say, if you're not gonna go to school and pretend then you're sick, then you're not gonna be a good person, blah, 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 blah. There is so many, there is like millions of variations of how parents manipulate us when we are children, and how they make us what we are when we grow up. Traumatized, not sure about themselves, have a lot of complexes of not efficiency of self-awareness. And it's very good to understand that. For example, if a man or a woman walking away from you, or the moment they are not texting you, or if you see them on the social media, you know how in Facebook or Instagram or other social media, there is a green light, meaning that they are online, but they, for some reason, they're not texting you, they're not writing, or they may be, for worst case, they're ignoring your phone call. And you're like, oh, he's probably talking to somebody, or she's probably flirting with another guy. So that's number one. It's your illusion. They might be doing that, or they might not be doing that. They might just forgot to close their page. Right? That's how the social media works, right? Sometimes you just leave the page in your cache on your phone, in your pages, and you don't close them. And so it looks like you like for hours online, and it's not true. So it's the feeling that it lives inside of you when you have that, like a tight feeling in your stomach, and you feel like the whole world will collapse if this person is not gonna call or answer the phone call, or if this person is not gonna reply. Why he not replying to you? That's coming from childhood. I would say consider finding a good therapist who will work with your childhood trauma, because that's coming from a childhood. Why childhood? Because most of the trauma is coming from childhood. If you've been raised by your mama, papa with love, with self-efficiency, with dignity, with not with a constant control and fear, you're probably not gonna look for approval from a man or a woman. You wouldn't care less. And remember, when we attach to somebody to the point that we're ready to give up our hobbies, we're ready to give up our friends, we're ready to give up our social circle, our friends, whatever. And some men, let's face it, is true. Women less, but a lot of men will control and will say, oh, you know what, if I'm your husband, you're not going to have this and this friends. You're not going to go to the gym because you look too sexy. You're not going to do this because of this and that. And I've seen that, not in my life, I've seen that in my friends' lives, right? Or why you keep talking to these people? Well, baby, because they're my friends, right? So the moment somebody is controlling you and you're ready, you're willing to give it away, that means you are controlled, my friend, okay? And if you are controlled, that relationship is not going to go well. Even if you're going to stay with that person 5, 10, whatever years, the moment that person will leave you, you will feel empty, devastated, frustrated, you'll feel suicidal and all that stuff. You don't need to do that. Why this happen is because when we give away everything for the sake of the other person, that means we are disappearing as a person. We are disappearing just for that person. And no one should be doing that for nobody. Okay? So first of all, a good loving relationship, and I'm talking here not like an esoteric or a witch or whatever, I'm talking about from a psychology perspective. So at Stanford University, for example, they were studying, they're saying the person who most likely enjoying their like solitude, like for example, I'm making videos on my TikTok where I'm enjoying in the woods by the lake or doing whatever. Those are the people with the strongest mindset. Those people are rather make a proper decision, right? They rather will get in a proper relationship where they will share their values, but at the same time, they don't need to disappear in that relationship. In fact, when two completely different people in a relationship and they feeding off each other that exciting energy, some knowledge, some reading, some cool things they learn outside, and they share that together, that the bond, the relationship grows stronger, more fulfilling. They never get bored of each other. However, when mostly women do that, they disappear inside that man, inside that relationship. When they're coming out of that relationship, they cannot find themselves. And then in the morning, they feel that, almost like an empty feeling in the stomach. They wake up, they sweating, they have panic attack, they have to call that person who left them and forgot about them long time ago. So listen to me, girls, guys, men and women. If this is your case, don't hesitate, find yourself a good therapist who will unravel and find the point, the crucial point where everything began. And once you analyze, realize and understand with your own brain where your problem is, you will never gonna chase or beg somebody to love you. You will never gonna go and look for love spell, because you will appreciate yourself. And then one day you will find somebody who will appreciate and cherish you. And then you don't have to disappear. You can be yourself. You can shine like a star and still be with somebody that loves you and respects you. Okay? So I hope this video was helpful for everyone. Leave your comments, please. Leave your comments, leave your hearts, and see you in my next video. Bye.